and today I'm going to show you how to change your oil on a 1990 Mazda Miata. So first, you're going to get that bitch pulled up in the garage, and we're going to pop the hood, and then go from there. We're going to open the oil filler cap and get our funnel out ready to go. So when it's time to put that oil in there, we got everything ready. Now we're going to chalk off the rear tires since we're going to jack the car up from the front. I like to do for lowered cars, I'll jack up the side, put some wood blocks under it as you can see. And now we're easily going to get that access from the front so we can get it up nice and even on that front support frame rail thing. And now we're going to slide some jack stands under there. Some jack stands on both sides, nice and even, and we'll slowly drop the jack onto the jack stands, or drop the car onto the jack stands, and slide that hoe out of there. Next, I'm going to clean up my space a little bit so I'm not rolling around in dirt. And now we'll slide our oil bucket thing underneath the drain plug, which is right there. And now we're going to figure out what socket that is. I want to say it was a 19. This was low-key a minute ago. I think it's a 19. But then we'll take that off nice and slow, and you pretty much want to crack it with the ratchet, but then get it off by hand so you don't get oil all over your tools, which this was pretty smooth. Did pretty good here to keep things nice and clean. Now we locate our oil filter. Take a break and look at the sun and the sunset happening, which honestly is kind of, oh, that's me. And now we're gonna get that oil filter off. The one thing about these cars that I hate is the oil filter location. Other than that, they are really freaking easy to work on, and it's not that it's too hard to get to, but it's definitely annoying because oil will fall everywhere. I got lucky. My car sat for a few days, so there was no oil in the filter. So I just had a super clean oil change. But anyways, now we'll put some oil on the O-ring of the new oil filter, slide it back through this tiny little space that we get from Mazda to change our oil filters on these cars, and get that shit back on there. I'm using a blue paper towel, as you can see, to make sure I've got grip on that oil filter and it's not just slipping through my oily hands. Now we'll clean off our drain plug and put it back in its space and clean off any other excess oil that may have gotten places. We'll tighten that back on there, and now she's good to go back on the ground. If you did use the little wood under wheel hat, you gotta remember before you jack the car back onto the ground or drop it back on the ground to put that wood there. Otherwise, your jack is gonna get stuck under your car and things could get damaged. So don't forget to do that if you did that. But yeah, so here's just that same clip from earlier because I actually stole it from this section. But yeah, so we'll take out our wood pieces now from that tire and get her fully back on the ground. And that is an oil change. Well, actually, wait, we still have to put the oil in the car. I almost forgot the most important part. But I guess I got all the jacking stuff done before I did that. Alright, now we're gonna get the new oil into the engine. Get your oil funnel into the oil fill spot and oil that bitch up. Straight up. Now we're gonna check the dipstick. And you actually want to turn on the car and then let it run for a minute and then check your dipstick, because the oil is going to, like, the level's going to change when you start your car because it's going to fill up that filter and things are going to move around. So it's very important you start your car for a minute, let it run, maybe count to 10 or something, and then turn it off and then go check your oil. Make sure it's good, top it off if you need to, and tighten that cap back on there and you're good to go. That was an oil change in a Mazda Miata. I hope you enjoyed the video.